K-pop, a term coined by those outside of Korea, serves as an umbrella label for the music and performances of Korean idol groups. The idol group format we recognize today was initially developed in Japan by Johnny's Entertainment, drawing inspiration from Western boy bands like New Kids on the Block and Boyzone. Johnny's marketing strategies proved successful, leading to the adaptation of this idol format in Korea. While J-pop encompasses a wide range of Japanese music genres, including idol music, the term K-pop emerged to specifically describe Korean pop music, particularly as it gained international traction through idol groups, especially in markets like Japan and China. This evolution also gave rise to terms like K-pop for Chinese pop music and T-pop for Thai pop music. Interestingly, the term K-pop was not originally created by Koreans but rather by fans from abroad. In Korea, this genre is more commonly referred to as idols, although the term K-pop has since been embraced by the Korean music industry. Initially, BTS was envisioned as a hip-hop group rather than an idol group. Most of the trainees at Big Hit were rappers, including established underground artists like RM and Suga, with ages ranging up to their 30s. However, Bang PD ultimately chose to debut them as an idol group. While he had his own vision, it seems that one reason for this decision was that only the 7 members, who are now BTS, remained after the rigorous training process, all of whom were in their teens to early 20s. BTS, with their music deeply rooted in American hip-hop, R&B, and even jazz influences, faced skepticism from many K-pop fans in Korea who did not recognize them as part of the genre. They were often labeled as too American or overly westernized. Additionally, within the K-hip-hop community, BTS was not seen as a true hip-hop group due to their idol status. Many K-hip-hop artists view idols negatively, perceiving them as manufactured and lacking authenticity, primarily because most idols do not write, compose, or produce their own music. This perception is understandable, given the rigorous schedules and strict regulations imposed by their management companies, which can even take a toll on their health. Idols often lack the time and freedom necessary for creative expression, a crucial element for any artist. Targeted primarily at teenagers, idol music tends to focus on romantic themes with simple, easily digestible lyrics. The emphasis on visuals and performance is undeniable, as the industry prioritizes profit over nurturing genuine artistic growth. The driving force behind the K-pop industry often revolves around maximizing revenue rather than fostering true musicianship among idols. As a result, many Korean adults do not resonate with idol music. Once they reach their 20s or 25s, they typically gravitate towards a wider array of genres, including rock, hip-hop, R&B, jazz, ballads, trot, and traditional Korean music, gugak. The prevalent preference among adults leans towards R&B, ballads, and trot. The negative perception of idols is further exacerbated by the powerful backing of major companies, which dominate music shows in Korea and limit the diversity of the music scene, leaving little room for genres outside of idol-centric music. Consequently, idols carry a negative label that extends beyond their companies, becoming a broader societal perception. In Korea, if someone continues to listen to idol groups after their 20s or even into their 30s, it's often viewed as strange. However, this perception doesn't seem to impact K-pop fans living outside of Korea. These societal labels created challenges for BTS. They were neither fully embraced as a hip-hop group nor entirely accepted as part of the idol scene. Caught in this limbo, BTS faced rejection from K-hip-hop artists who dismissed their music as legitimate hip-hop simply because they were idols who performed with makeup and choreography. A notable incident highlighting this was the infamous Be Free controversy in 2013. Meanwhile, K-pop fans often excluded BTS from the genre due to their music being perceived as too American or Western. This led to bullying and harassment of ARMYs, particularly KRMYS, who faced ridicule for supporting a group from a smaller company. Many longtime ARMYs expressed fear about openly identifying as fans, worried about potential bullying both online and offline, especially given the notorious cruelty of K-netizens. BTS also faced accusations ranging from sajiji to plagiarism, prompting Big Hit to take legal action to address these claims. During this time, a hashtag, #KickJhope from BTS, emerged, leading to cyberbullying against him and other members, including Taeyoung, who was targeted with insults about his late grandmother. The situation escalated to the point where K-pop fans submitted petitions to the Blue House, akin to the White House in the US, demanding the disbandment of BTS. Such actions tarnished BTS's reputation, making it difficult for both the group and their fans. The members even acknowledged the struggles of being an ARMY during a V-Live session, stating, "It must be hard and difficult to be BTS's fan." This turmoil also contributed to RM experiencing an identity crisis as both an idol and a rapper. As the leader and primary lyricist of BTS, he felt the weight of these challenges, with his ideals significantly shaping the group's music and identity. In 2015 to 2016, RM made a pivotal choice to break free from the confines of being labeled solely as an idol or rapper. He sought to explore music beyond a single genre, aiming to create works that transcended the boundaries of hip-hop or idol-type sounds, which ultimately led to the creation of Rumba in Blood, Sweat, and Tears. His vision was to produce music that would positively influence others, bring joy, and inspire meaningful change in their lives. This resolve was strengthened by the heartfelt support from ARMYs, who shared their personal stories about how BTS's songs had uplifted them, even in small ways. This feedback deeply resonated with RM. RM's idealism became a driving force in BTS's music. As time went on, the other members also began to explore genres beyond hip-hop, enriching BTS's sound. For instance, Jin's passion for ballads, Tae's affinity for soul and neo-soul, and J-Hope's inclination towards upbeat dance tracks rather than traditional hip-hop all contributed to a broader musical palette. This evolution allowed BTS to expand their genre beyond typical K-pop, attracting a diverse fanbase that included not just teenagers but also adults in their 20s and 30s, and even older fans over 60. Faced with stereotypes in Korea that pigeonholed them as either an idol group or a hip-hop group, both K-ARMY and I-ARMY shifted their focus to promote BTS internationally. They believed that audiences in other countries would embrace BTS's music for what it is, independent of visual aesthetics, labels, or the constraints of the Korean music industry. BTS's journey has been significantly shaped not just by the content provided by Big Hit, but also by the unwavering support of ARMYs, who have invested their own resources, be it time, money, or energy, through social media platforms. This collaboration is why it's often said that BTS has grown with ARMYs. Their music, which draws from black-rooted hip-hop and authentic styles, has gradually garnered appreciation from international fans. However, this success hasn't shielded them from the bullying, accusations, and harassment from some K-pop fans. A notable incident occurred at the 2017 Billboard Music Awards, where many K-pop fandoms ridiculed BTS for being nominated as top social artist. They were reluctant to support BTS, who at that time were seen as representatives of K-pop, and instead rallied to vote for Justin Bieber to prevent BTS from winning. When their efforts fell short, they continued to deride BTS, dismissing their award as a paper award and expressing disdain for the idea of their favorite groups receiving what they termed Western validation. The phrase BTS is not K-pop emerged from ARMYs as a form of retaliation against those who sought to undermine BTS and their supporters. Now that BTS has achieved global fame, it's understandable that ARMYs prefer not to categorize them strictly as K-pop, especially when that label is sometimes used to promote other K-pop groups. It's important to note that it wasn't ARMYs who sought to distance BTS from K-pop, rather, it was K-pop fans who marginalized them due to BTS's musical style, which they perceived as too American. The phrases BTS is not K-pop or BTS is beyond K-pop reflect the sentiments of some ARMYs who believe that BTS transcends the traditional idol group mold. Their unique creative process, diverse musical influences, and profound lyrics that tackle sensitive topics in Korea, often expressed in poetic language thanks to RM, set them apart. Additionally, their growth has been fueled by the teamwork and support of ARMYs through social media, rather than relying solely on the Korean media landscape dominated by the Big Three. This isn't about ARMYs wanting to belittle other K-pop groups, rather, it's about recognizing that BTS stands apart from most idol groups, particularly in how they have evolved within the music industry, both in Korea and internationally. The notion that BTS transcends K-pop has been echoed by various Korean music critics. They highlight BTS's unique sound and the way the group has grown alongside ARMY, leveraging the power of social media, all while Big Hit has skillfully employed transmedia strategies for promotion. I'd like to share my perspective on the term K-pop and why BTS members, especially RM, prefer not to confine themselves to the narrow label of K-pop. As mentioned earlier, K-pop refers to Korean popular music, which is performed by idol groups in the Korean language. Interestingly, this term was coined by outsiders, particularly from the West, rather than originating from Korea itself. Have you ever encountered terms like I-classic for classical music by Italian composers or sung in Italian? Or F-classic for French classical music? What about G-classic for German compositions? I've never heard of SPOP or LPOP for Spanish or Latin music either. All classical compositions, regardless of the composer or language, fall under the umbrella of the classical genre. So why do we need a specific term like K-pop for music created, sung, or performed by Koreans? Why not simply refer to it as pop? If we accept K-pop, along with J-pop, C-pop, and others, shouldn't there also be terms like A-pop for American pop or E-pop for English pop? Yet, those terms don't exist. Why is that? Many in America and the West often assume that they dominate all music genres globally. They tend to dismiss non-English pop songs as not being pop at all. As someone who isn't American, I hope I'm not misrepresenting anything. If music is truly a universal language, why does it matter if a song is in Korean, English, or any other language? Why categorize Korean pop separately from pop music? Groups like BTS produce a wide array of music, yet their work is primarily labeled as K-pop, even though it incorporates elements of hip-hop, R&B, jazz, and neo-soul. The term K-pop was coined by those outside of Korea to distinguish Korean pop music from the broader pop genre. Ironically, many people now associate K-pop solely with idol music, overlooking the rich diversity of Korean music. As I mentioned earlier, BTS, particularly RM, aims to transcend the confines of idol music or even just hip-hop. They strive to create music that reflects their unique identity, rather than being restricted to one or two genres. It wouldn't surprise me if they eventually draw inspiration from non-Korean traditional or ethnic music, as they have already done in tracks like Airplane PT2, Idol, and On. This perspective is one reason why some ARMYs view BTS not just as a K-pop group, but as a distinct BTS genre. Another factor is the negative experiences many have had with K-pop fandoms. ARMYs are currently advocating for recognition of BTS as artists/musicians rather than merely idols or a K-pop group, seeking to differentiate them from other artists. So, whether BTS is considered K-pop really depends on the context. In terms of K-pop as idol music, BTS is officially recognized as an idol group within the Korean music industry, and they remain part of that scene. However, as I mentioned, they don't want to be confined to the label of idol. When it comes to K-pop as a musical genre, BTS's work extends far beyond the typical idol sound. Their music is diverse and expansive. As RM has stated, they are artists/musicians operating within the idol framework. I hope this clarifies things. Thank you. It's important to remember that some ARMYs take the phrase BTS is not K-pop to an extreme, which can lead to disrespecting other groups. This behavior is unacceptable. BTS and ARMY have established guidelines that are clearly outlined on BTS's official platforms. Key rules include, ARMYs must never insult, belittle, or harm other groups, artists, or individuals, including other fandoms. Engaging in fan wars, whether instigating or participating, is strictly forbidden. Additionally, respecting the privacy of the members is essential. Some newer armies may not be aware of these guidelines, leading them to act in ways that could tarnish the reputation of the fandom.